Welcome to another lesson. If you are new to my channel, please remember to subscribe, like, share. Now in this video, what we're going to focus on is calculating the whole given a part expressed as a percent. And we will be also looking at variations when we're asked to calculate more than the whole. Now, a very important point to note is that if we know some percent of a quantity, we can determine the whole from which it came by using basic proportion. For example, if 25% of a sum of money is 28, what is the sum of money? First, we need to have a clear understanding of what this question is suggesting. Let's read it again. If 25% of a sum of money is 28, what are they saying? 25% represents a fraction of the money. So what they are saying is that 25% is equivalent to $28. So we can therefore write that 25% of a sum of money equal $28. That's what we know so far. Then it says, what is the sum of money? They are asking us to find the sum of money. What are they asking us to find really? What they are finding, if they give us a fraction of it, then they are asking us to find the whole. Right? Now, what is the whole in terms of percentage? In terms of percentage, it would be 100%. So in other words, they are asking us to find 100% of the money. That's how you should reason out this question. So given that we know that 25% of the sum of money equal $28, how can we use this information here to find what 100% of the money is? Now, the easiest way to think of this is to find what 1% is. So how can we find 1% of the money? Right? We can simplify 1% of the money by dividing by whatever percent that they give us, which is 25% in this case. So we can divide both sides of this equation by 25. So we'll divide this side by 25 and also divide this side by 25. What will we end up with? Here you can see 25% divided by 25. That will give us 1. So what we left back with is 1% of the money, right? Is going to equal to 28 divided by 25. We have the option of simplifying this into its lowest term, or we can work with it as such. I will work with it as such. Now that we know what 1% of the money is, then we can therefore find 100% of the money. So you can write a next statement to say, therefore, 100% of the money. And what does 100% represent again? It represents the whole, which is the sum of the money. So 100% of a sum of money is going to equal to 28 over 25 times 100 over 1. And why do we multiply this by 100? Then if we know 1% of the thing, we can find 100% by adding up this 28 over 25 100 times. But you learn that addition is repeated addition, but that is multiplication. So for example, if I know that I'm adding 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, 3 plus 3 plus 3 will give me 12. Now I can use multiplication to do this much quicker by saying, okay, I have 4 groups of 3, so therefore this is just 3 times 4, which will give me 12, right? So that is why we know that we can multiply this 28 over 25 by 100, since that 1% is equal to this, and we want to find 100%. So multiplication allows us to do this much faster. So when we multiply this now, how many groups of 25 can we get out of 25? That would be 1. How many groups of 25 can we get out of 100? That would be 4. Then what do we have left? 28 times 4. Then what is 4 times 8? That is going to be 32. So we put 2, carry 3. What is 4 times 2? That's going to be 8 plus 3, that's 11. So we get 112. So we are saying that 100% of the money, which represents the whole, is going to be $112. And that's how you do this problem. Now to the second example. If 115% of a number is 90, what is the number? Again, we need to understand the question. So let's look at it piece by piece. So if 115% of a number is 90, what are they saying? They are saying that 115% of a number equal 90. That's what they tell us. Then the second part is saying, what is the number? The number here represents the whole. That's what that represents. The whole. And as a percentage, what does the whole represent? The whole represents 100%. So in other words, they are asking us to find 100%. But how can we use this information to determine 100%? Simple. The procedure does not change. We're going to find 1% first. How can we find 1%? By dividing by 115%. So we're going to divide both sides by 115 and divide this side by 115. Now 115 divided by 115, that will give us 1, as you can see. So what we'll have in our next line is 1%. You know what 1% of a number is going to equal to 90 divided by 115. Now that we know what 1% is, then it is now easy to find 100%, which is the number. So we're going to say, therefore, 100% of a number is going to equal to 90 over 115 multiplied by 100 over 1. And 90 divided by 115 multiplied by 100 over 1 will approximately give us 78.3. Correct to 1 decimal place. right? Now, what we're going to do is to look at a variation of this question when they ask us to find more than the whole, which means more than 100%. Example 3. Note here, we're looking at a variation of this topic. So it says, if 60% of a number of breads is 180, what is 150% of the number of breads? So this one is straightforward. They give us something and they are asking us to find 150% of it. So it is the same approach. The approach does not change. We know that 60% of a number of breads equal 180. Given that we know this, how can we use this information to determine 150%? Right? So we need to find 1% first again, which is just to divide this side here by 60 and also divide this side by 60. Now, by dividing both sides by 60, you can see that 16 to 60 is 1. So what we'll have here is 1% that is left. So we know that 1% of a number of bread is going to equal to what's 180 divided by 60? That's just 3. So this division is easy, so we could simplify, right? So what does this mean? It is saying that for every 1% that we have, the thing is going to equal to $3, right? If we think of money. So what is 150 then? What's 150%? It's just going to be, therefore, 150% is going to equal to 3 times 150. And what is 3 times 150? If 3 times 15 is 45, 3 times 150 is 450. And there is your answer. So they can ask you for more than the whole. And how do you know if they are asking you for more than the whole? If they ask for a percentage that is greater than 100%. All right? Now let's just look at our final example for this video.